Hey, I'm Brandon. This is the Dirt Church Devotional. Coming to you today from Utah, 5 miles of hell trail, and ironically, right at a bailout or an escape route. Courtney, if you want to turn and show that. All right. That would actually be a good message too, because a lot of people, when going gets tough, they want to escape. They want to bail out. That's not what this message is about today. My question for you today is, why is it that we as human beings always try to make the things of God harder than they need to be? I'm thinking about Judges chapter 13. We're introduced to a guy by the name of Manoah and his wife. And they're old and they haven't been able to have kids. It says that she's sterile. And she's out in the field, and the angel of the Lord, which, by the way, pre-incarnate Jesus. Anyway, the angel of the Lord appears to her and says, hey, you're going to have a son. He needs to be a Nazarite. He can't drink any wine or eat anything off the vine. Can't ever touch his hair. Don't ever cut his hair. He's going to be dedicated to God from the day of his birth. And by the way, I don't want you doing anything outside of a Nazarite vow until he's born. She's all excited, goes back, tells her husband Manoah, hey, look, this angel appeared to me and told me all these great things. She repeats everything to him. He prays and says, Lord, send the man that you sent again, that we might ask about the rules for this child. So the next day, she's out in the field. The angel of the Lord comes again. She goes and gets her husband. They go out there. And when Manoah gets out there, he asks, he says, are you the man that appeared to my wife? Yes, I'm the man that appeared to your wife. He said, what's to be the rule for the child's life? This is what's funny. He had already told Manoah's wife what the rule was. He's going to live as a Nazarite. He's going to begin the deliverance of Israel. Why does it have to be any harder than that? So Manoah asked, what's going to be the rule of his life? He tells me the exact same thing. Going to be a Nazarite. No wine, no nothing off the vine. Don't ever cut his hair. Manoah naturally thought things had to be tougher. If he's going to start the deliverance of Israel, it's got to be tougher. He's got to live hard. No. He just had to live a life dedicated, committed to the Lord. Nazarites stood out. They were different. And you and I as believers today are called to be different. We're called to stand out from the rest of the world, be completely dedicated and committed, not like the rest of the world. All right. It reminds me, too, of the time that Jesus was asked, says, what's the most important law of all the laws, of all the commands? What's the most important? And Jesus said this. Number one command is this: love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, and all your strength, and without missing a beat. He said, and the second one is like it: love your neighbor as yourself. And then he said, if you do these two, you fulfilled the entire law. The whole law hinges on this: love God, love people. But you got to get it in that order. If you love God, then you can love people properly with justice and righteousness. But if you love people first, you're going to be erring on the side of manhood. You're going to be erring on the side of self-righteousness and not God's righteousness. So love God, love people. It doesn't have to be any tougher than this. All right, Lord bless you. Have a great day. Chew on that. We'll talk to you next time.